has a 9-month post-baccalaureate. Hi, my name is Denise Lasecki, and as director of the Kirk Newman Art School, I would like to welcome you to our first virtual open house. The Kirk Newman Art School is part of the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts. By sharing a building, we also share resources. As part of the unique experience of our school, students can view actual works of art on exhibit in the galleries. This month, we have Unveiling American Genius, which is from our permanent collection, Framing Moments, photography from our permanent collection, Through the Years, and Modern Abstraction from the collection of Joy and Tim Light. This evening, you will virtually visit our professionally equipped studios, watching demonstrations and media that's taught in the art school. Although we are currently in our winter term, registration for spring has begun, and spring term begins April 13th. Along with in-person classes, we offer a large selection of online classes. Scholarships are available for all terms. Please see the website for deadlines. The school also has a 9-month post-baccalaureate residency program and a certificate program in many disciplines. Art kits are available for those who would like to work on their own. I hope you enjoy your tour and will sign up for a class online or in person in the near future. Thank you for your interest in the Kirk Newman Art School.
The Fiber and Weaving Department here at the Kirk Newman Art School offers weaving and spinning year-round, along with specialty classes each term, including fiber preparation, dyeing, rug hooking, and felting. Our studio houses more than 20 floor looms for our students to learn everything from the basics to creating intricate cloth. All skill levels are welcome, and each student is assigned a loom to use for the duration of the term. Our instructor, Gretchen Huggett, will help you plan your weaving project and see it through to completion. Tapestry and ankle weaving are offered on a rotating basis with local weaver and instructor, Nancy Crampton. Students are able to use a handmade loom for the duration of the class, building their skills from week to week. Hand spinning is another year-round offering in the fiber department, led by Emily Woolshide. Beginning students are able to use our spinning wheels and spindles to learn the basics of creating yarn by hand, and experienced spinners are offered challenges and fresh looks at techniques to advance their skills. Rug hooking is offered a few terms out of the year with Martha Rosenfeld. This fine craft has seen a great resurgence recently. Like our spinning and weaving classes, rug hooking is offered as a combined skill level course for beginning to advanced levels, with equipment provided for student use. Dyeing workshops with Rita Petty's are offered occasionally through the year and include dyeing fibers, yarn, cloth, and even silk scarves. Indigo workshops and natural dyeing courses have also been offered through the department. In addition to all these fiber media, local artist Dawn Edwards often leads wet felting workshops of both sculptural and wearable projects. Please enjoy our live demonstrations this evening.
Can you switch it? Okay, hello. I'm Brooks Eisenbeis. I'm one of the fibers residents here, and I'm doing some weaving today. I'm doing something called double weave quilting, which is something I learned in one of Gretchen's classes. Take Gretchen's class, it's great. Even as someone who's woven before, like learned something really, really great. So yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. What I'm doing here is just picking up some of the lighter fibers and creating an image by weaving them together with the darker ones. So the residency has been really great for me so far. I've been able to experiment with a lot of different things in weaving and other types of fibers, printmaking, and new techniques as well. So practically messed up here because I'm very nervous. Yeah. So I'm going through twice with the darker and then going through twice with the lighter. And it's going to create this like effect where it's darker on top and lighter underneath. And there are these little light stitches on the top of the fabric, which make up this larger image. It's like a little house.
Hello, my name is Andrea Arts. I'm the other fiber resident, and today I'm spinning. Here I have a discarded bat. I was carded on one of the drum carders that the KIA has. And then using the spinning wheel, you treadle on the little pedal, and as you kind of feed the wool in, it spins and flex onto the spool. And then you can do some plying techniques, which is when you will spin two different yarns together and it gives them strength, and you can also play around with color and texture. Yeah, spinning has been a really fulfilling medium to play around with. I'm a knitter, and it's just added another dimension to my work to be able to make a yarn that I then knit. Yeah.
Wow, look at those colors.
Because this is a hand-carded bat, it's a little bit textural, which is type of yarn that I enjoy. I like weird, colorful, funky yarns. I don't know if you guys can see. It's not bad. You can kind of see all the fun colors that are going on there.
The Photography and Digital Media Department has a traditional black and white darkroom, a Mac computer lab, and a photo studio. It's a workspace where you can meet like-minded folks, learn about your camera gear, and explore various ways to make photographic imagery. We are bridging digital technology with the tried and true art of a handmade print. We are a place where you can develop your personal vision with a camera. Printing in black and white. A negative is selected and loaded into a negative carrier. The negative carrier is then loaded into an enlarger and focused. Ready for paper and a timed exposure. This exposure was 9 seconds long. The timer is set to develop the print. For this paper, it's 1 minute. As the image comes up, it's magic. Once it's developed, it is then fixed to stabilize the image on the paper surface and then washed in running water. Again, depending on the paper, will determine the wash time.
Hi, I'm Mary Whalen. Welcome to our dark room. I'm going to demo a cyanotype today, and sorry, technical difficulty there. This is the live portion of our presentation, but I'm going to make a cyanotype, and the first thing you need to do is coat paper. And so this is sensitive, and I'm going, like I tell my students, we are coating the paper, we're not painting it like you want it, and smooth in. Okay, and I'm going to call that good. And so this will take maybe 10 minutes to dry. But in the spirit of this, we're going to put this to this. And so from the coated paper, it's dried and ready to be exposed. A negative has been made. And this is a contact printing process. So as big as your print is, that's how large your negative needs to be. So again, another time saver. I've exposed my negative with a UV light source. And so now we're going to develop this. This was about a 3-minute exposure time. And this is something that you can do outside and probably quicker. But this is going to go into a bath of water and a splash of vinegar. So the yellow is all going to wash away. And you'll start to see the image. And so what we need to do is give this a few minutes in the water. I'm going to speed things up a little bit. See the blue still running off. You start to see my image. And just to jump over to the next bath that it's going to go in, we're using hydrogen peroxide and a tray of water, probably about a capsule. And so this is why we love cyanotypes. Besides being able to do this in your backyard at home, and it's going to go into the peroxide. I'll give you that rich, beautiful cobalt blue. So one extra step, and then this will be washed in running water to get rid of the chemistry that's in the paper, but finished and dried print that has been toned in a bath of tea. So you can stay with the blue. This will be washed and then dried, or you could tone it. So that's just one of the things we do here at the KIAs in the photo department to make historical photographs, and also printing silver gelatin prints here in the darkroom. But we also have a Mac lab, as you noticed in our intro to the photo program. So we're doing all sorts of things here. And so join us.
Would you like to talk about your kit?
Oh, there's one more thing. Last summer, when we were unable to have classes last spring, we made a cyanotype kit. The chemistry is an A and B solution that is in the kit. And in the kit, there's everything you need to do this at home. There's a booklet with instructions and ideas, gloves, which I highly recommend, and paper and a brush. So everything you need to make cyanotypes at home. We will have these available mid-April so that you could expose your cyanotypes out in the sun. So thanks for joining us tonight and hope to see you in our studios. Great. All right.
Welcome to the Metals and Jewelry Department at the KIA. The Jewelry Studio provides instruction in a variety of metal techniques for all skill levels. Beginning jewelry courses focus on the basics of metalsmithing, including fabrication, soldering, cold connections, stone settings, and finishing skills that give students a strong foundation to continue their practice in our more advanced courses. A well-equipped studio gives our intermediate and advanced students the opportunity to expand their skill set through lost wax casting, fabrication and forming with our hydraulic presses, advanced stone setting techniques, raising, chasing, repousse, and more. If you're looking to add some color to your jewelry designs, we also offer basic powder coating, torch-fired enameling, and kiln enameling. We are also fortunate to have a variety of lapidary equipment for cutting and shaping stones for jewelry making. If you are looking for a new skill you can continue at home, we also periodically offer jewelry classes utilizing wire wrapping and weaving techniques. Be sure to check out our virtual classes too. Our instructors have adapted some of their favorite techniques to accommodate the increasing demand for virtual instruction, providing in-depth demonstrations and instruction via Zoom. We hope you enjoy our demonstrations this evening.
Hi, my name is. I have my phone on with our Zoom because I was watching this. I'm Emily Wolscheid. I'm the co-chair of the Metals and Jewelry Department here at the KIA. I've got a demonstration here. A lot of people watch like the funny hydraulic press videos on YouTube of people doing really crazy things with them, but we use them for really practical purposes in here. What I'm going to do tonight is show you how I use a pancake die, which is essentially just a steel die that has a shape cut out of it, and you're able to just punch a shape right out of it using the force of the press. And I just got to peel some plastic off of this piece of copper here real quick. And then you place it in the die and you're able to punch the shape right out of it. And if you're smart, you will make sure that you can punch more than one out. So it's a really good way if you want to produce a whole lot of the same work or the same shape for elements for a piece to do that. So then you just stick it into the hydraulic press, and I'm going to just pump up the pressure on it. And we're going to hear a big pop when it pops through. I'm anticipating a pop. Oh, it was a really quiet pop. Oh, what? Oh. It was quiet for the camera. That's nice. And then you just have to release the pressure. And I'm going to leave that so that it releases all the way because we're going to leave it overnight. And then you're able to come away with a perfect little shape cutout. We use our hydraulic presses for all kinds of things. We do impression dies with them, which are like the molded sort of metal. It gives a look of like a chased piece. If you've ever seen a plate that's been molded or anything, they have a metal plate that's been done that way. We're able to do that. We're able to do silhouette dies, so actually like puffing our metal with it. So it's a really, really cool tool we're able to use in the studio, and we're fortunate to have two of these really excellent tools. I'm going to turn it over to Paige now, who is our resident here in the jewelry department this year. Paige is going to be doing a demo on broom straw casting today, and we're going to be doing that out of bronze. So I'm going to let her take it away. All right, so I preheated the crucible a little bit, so hopefully it won't take too long to melt. But we've got some brass in the crucible right now. We've got our straw set up, and we have some borax that we're gonna splash on periodically to help clean the metal as we melt it. And yeah, so I'm gonna start with the natural gas torch.
Okay, this is the fun part.
Yeah, this is the fun part. So the natural gas torch, and then turn on the oxygen. And then heat up the crucible. It may take a minute.
So we offer casting in all different methods. This is kind of a three-pronged casting method, but we also offer centrifuge casting, which is lock wax. We use lock wax techniques and natural castings as well when we do that. We often introduce our beginners to this type of casting because it's very forgiving. It's not really anything that requires a lot of finesse when you're doing it. So, and it's like Christmas every time you get to open that room straw or whatever you've done, because you have no idea what it's gonna look like when you get done with it. So it looks like our bronze is melting down a little bit right now. It shouldn't take too much longer because we didn't use a full lot. We use bronze and silver typically in here when we're casting. Mostly bronze, but a lot of students do choose to do sterling silver when they come in and find silver. It's a lot of wind up, but it definitely is worth it for the effort. So here it goes. It's going to start to kind of flump over, and it should eventually end up being this like really nice puddle in the bottom of it. I'm constantly moving the torch around just to make sure that this is even. Although with this stuff, all those heat pretty much concentrated. Almost. Really starting to get fluid now. Looks all good. I'm going to take it, pour it down the middle.
Turn our torch on, and then we're gonna take this over to the sink.
Okay.
We can come back over after sure.
And then I'm just gonna pour this, some water in here to kind of quench anything else that's hot. And here's our little piece. So kind of cool, kind of funky. And it definitely makes more of an organic shape. But yeah. And you can cast in a lot of different materials, get a lot of different shapes. And when you have molds, it's a lot better for like making a lot of replica pieces, so you can, you know, have more of a stock of like the same kind of item. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Thanks
Very cool.
so much for joining us today.
forgot they can't see me smile.
Welcome to the print studio at the Kirk Newman Art School. This is a fully equipped printmaking studio for all types of printmaking. And with social distancing, up to 8 printmakers can be working here at different projects. We have plenty of room to spread out and a lot of storage. We have 3 etching presses in the print studio. They can be used for all intaglio processes, also for woodblock printing and linoleum printing. We just passed the small one. Our medium-sized one is straight ahead. We have several inking tables in the studio, and we also have portable inking stations, so people can be flexible about moving around the studio, using ink and working on projects. You can see straight ahead on your left our largest etching press. You can use this for quite large intaglio projects and also relief projects. And we have a lot of sample artwork pinned to the walls here. You see here exposure units for silk screen exposures. In the far corner, some tools to work on metal plates. You'll also see a washout booth for silk screens. And around the corner there is the dark room where you can coat your screens. There's also a small letterpress proof press, and we have some equipment for that. So if you want to work on broadsides or small letterpress projects, we have the equipment to do that. You also saw our spray booth for working on aquatint and where we keep our acid baths. Again, we have plenty of workspace and inking space. And here we have our lithography press and all our lithography equipment. We have a large selection of lithography stones. We have a jack to lift them with, and we also do a lot of aluminum plate and plastic plate lithography. There are also our collection of silk screens and our drying rack. And again, you can see we have a lot of workspace. So come and join us. We'd love to have you come and work on printmaking in our department.
Hi, I'm Mel Wilcox. I'm one of the residents in the print department. Okay, I'm one of the residents of the print department. I'm currently working on some screen prints with this thing now. So I'm gonna blow plate.
Oh.
You got a lot of work going on in the studio.
Always busy.
Always doing so much. Yeah. So let's see.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mel.
Yeah, no problem. I'm Deb Matson, and I'm doing some intaglio printmaking this evening. I have an inked copper plate down on the press back here. It's ready to go, and I've just blotted out a damp piece of paper which will go over the copper plate. There are felts on this press to help increase the pressure of the roller going over the copper plate. Copper plates etched with acid to have a certain image in it. It's we draw right through some brown wax, and then we can put the plate into some acid and it will etch the plate. So
Here's the print. And this is the plate that it's from.
Hi, I'm Don Dombrowski, and I'm printing a lithograph on a stone. I'm just about to do the last roll, and then I'll print it. You have to keep the stone wet so that the ink doesn't stick to the stone surface. But it does stick to the area where there's grease. That's the image. I'm also doing what is called a collage. I'm putting a piece of paper on there that already has adhesive on the paper. And by using a wet piece of paper, that will activate the adhesive, and I'll get a piece of paper stuck to a piece of paper with a print on it. These sheets are just to give the print a little padding. This is called a template. It's got grease on it, and it allows the leather scraper bar to go through and press the paper to the image. Now, if everything goes well, you have an image on a piece of paper.
Hey, Don, can you tell us a little bit about how you get the image on the stone?
Sure, this image is drawn on the stone with in this case, it was water mixed with it's called a tush. It's greasy, pigmented. And in this case, it was a solvent, and I just put it on the image and let it dry. And the darker areas were actually drawn on with a real heavy drawing material.
Mm-hmm.
And then the image is processed with gum arabic. So that's how you can print this image.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Tentacle and I'm a printmaking resident at the Kirk Newman Art School. In this video, I'll be walking you through the process of printing my latest woodcut, which is titled Life After Death. By now, I've already completed a drawing, transferred it to the block, and done most of the carving. Here you can see I'm making some final cuts to clean out the open areas of the block. Once carving has been completed, I'm ready to ink the block up. Since this piece has many shallow and thin cuts, I work carefully to build up a thin layer of ink on the surface. You can also see that I've used 2 masks which I've cut out of 2 sheets of plastic. These are used to keep ink out of the larger open areas on the block. After I've finished inking everything up, I'm ready to register a piece of paper onto the block. Here I'm using a piece of Kitakata Select because I like the warm tone of the Japanese paper. I like to register using an L bracket on the corner of the block. I find this method to be simple yet effective at keeping even and straight margins around the image. Once I've set the pressure of the press, I'm ready to run the block through. Here I'm adding a piece of backing paper as well as padding. To get a quality impression, it's important to run the block through the press at a consistent speed and pressure each time. Finally, I have removed the backing paper and I'm ready to show you the finished print. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this demo.
The Kirk Newman Art School offers a wide variety and levels of drawing and painting classes. From the basic beginning drawing and painting to advanced and specialized classes, the art school has drawing classes in colored pencils and soft and hard pastels. Painting classes span the media, from watercolor, oil, acrylic, to encaustic. The Kirk Newman Art School.
Hello, and welcome to the Kalamazoo Institute of Art's Sculpture Studio. We offer a wide variety of classes, including design, welding, fabrication, and bronze casting for those interested in exploring metals. We also offer figure sculpture and anatomy, paper mache, ceramic sculpture, and more. As you can see, our studio has all the equipment for creating a myriad of projects, including a ceramics kiln, modern MIG, TIG welders, and classic oxyacetylene rigs. We have a plasma cutter which we use to cut intricate designs in steel, many hand tools for finishing in wood, metal, and plastics, and a wall of power tools for fabrication. We also have space and materials for mold making and ceramic and plaster work. In the spring and summer months, we take advantage of the weather and open up the outdoor space to kick on the foundry for bronze casting. The outdoor space is also nice for some light blacksmithing and metalwork. We also offer a variety of online courses for those seeking to pursue their creative endeavors at home. Whatever your medium and creative mind has to offer, we have the facilities here to bring your sculpture ideas to life.
What I'm doing here is steel fabrication. It's kind of hard to hear, I apologize. So we offer welding classes, and this is for once you get done with the basic welding and sort of move on, you can start really moving metal here. What I'm using is an oxyacetylene torch. It's kind of old school technology. A lot of people don't use it anymore, but it's really nice. It's kind of really just, you can forge with it, you can cut with it, you can weld with it. Kind of a do anything sort of tool. One of the many metal fabricating tools we have in the sculpture department. What I'm making here is eventually it's going to be a wolf made out of a lot of different rocks. The nice thing about metal is it's very plastic. You don't really think about it that way, but it's a very plastic material. So in this department, we really learn how to kind of get the most out of it. So, you know, what I do here, I can make complicated sculptures, like real simple stuff. This technique I'm using, I've used to make curtain rods in my home. So, all kinds of fun the fun stuff is this. So we have oxygen settling welding. We also have over here is a MIG welder. It's a little wire welder. It's really common. Real simple to use. So you take the basic sculpture class, it makes you get introduction to welding and metal fabrication. And you do welding metal really quickly with no experience. So in addition to metal, we also have figure sculpture, ceramics, mold making, all kinds of material. The neat thing about sculpture is that it incorporates all the different mediums. So really, once you get an idea, the sky's the limit as far as material. You can do anything. I'm going to pause here. I don't know if you see behind me, this other project we're working on. This is a life-size sculpture, and on the outside is paper mache, which is another class we're offering in the spring summer. Is paper mache. That class is more small. We're making faces, small pieces. But once you master that technique, you can move on. And this incorporates what I just showed you with the metal work, because inside of it is an armature, the skeleton of metal. So we weld the skeleton up, cover it up with foam, insulation foam, carve that out, and then cover it with the paper mache. So this piece right here incorporates a lot of different classes we have. And so eventually, as you take more and more sculpture classes, you can take all of your different sort of techniques and materials and incorporate them all into all sorts of different work. So this piece involves welding, it involves assembly, carving, and sculpting all at the same time. So, yeah, we also offer bronze casting. Bronze casting is a spring summer class, and we also do figure sculpture in clay and ceramic. And one of the things we have here is spring course. We have a figure sculptor kit. It includes everything you need. An armature almost just like this, but on a small scale. So instead of working 6 feet tall, we're going to be working like 8 inches tall and oil-based clay, which doesn't dry out. So you build the armature, put the clay on top, and then the class teaches how to learn proportions, how to incorporate dynamic anatomy into your piece. So, and once you build this, you'll have a piece you'll always have. So if you're an illustrator or painter, you'll always have a figure that you can sort of always move around and use as a model. Yeah, I guess the sky's the limit here, and I guess we'll be moving on to our next class, and we're going on to ceramics next.
Hi, and welcome to the Kirk Newman Art School Ceramic Department. Along with an amazing community, the Ceramics Department offers a wide range of courses taught by incredible instructors, such as beginning ceramics, beginning and intermediate potter's wheel, intermediate hand building, raku and alternative firings, anagama, and mud in the morning. No matter the skill set, we have a course for you. Along with great classes, the department has state-of-the-art equipment, including potter's wheel, slab rollers, extruders, a spray booth, and so much more. All of our clay is made on site in our clay mixing room that includes a Solner clay mixer and a pug mill. We offer a variety of different clay bodies such as porcelain, red earthenware, anagama, stoneware, and white stoneware. Each student gets their own storage space for the supplies, and we also have a damp room made to store your work to keep it damp while you're not there. Along with that, we have a drying cabinet to store work to allow it to dry slowly before firing it. We have a wide range of plaster molds available for students to explore a variety of techniques. And each studio is adorned with past visiting artist pottery that's sure to spark your inspiration. On top of our studios, we have a fantastic Glaze Lab where we make all of the glazes you'll be using during your course. Some classes even offer opportunities for you to create your own glaze. Additionally, We have a wide range of kilns that allow for a variety of different firings. On site, we have an outdoor kiln yard that includes a raku and salt kiln. We also have an off-site wood-fire Onigama kiln run by Julie Devers. Our indoor kiln room includes 2 electric kilns and 3 large gas kilns. We offer low fire and high fire cone 10 firings. Tonight you'll see a live demo of throwing on the wheel and raku firing. We hope that you enjoyed your tour and welcome you to come join us here in the ceramics department. Enjoy.
Hi, welcome. I'm Tom, and I teach wheel cast and beginning class. Right now, I'm just centering this lump of clay, turn it into a large bowl. It's a great place to work. Whether you're just learning or you have some skills that you want to perfect, make them better, you have the opportunity there. It's a world-class facility. Most of what I've learned about ceramics, about pottery, came here at the KIA. So about 30-some years ago, I decided to take a pottery class because I wanted to have a hobby that could do and relax and figure things out. Well, after a couple of classes, I discovered that I was a potter all along. I just didn't know it. And I discovered that here. Teachers are great. The class sizes are not outrageous. A lot of one-on-one with the instructors. So as I get this lump of clay centered, I'm going to start working it. I can open it up. So our classes, I'll talk about them for a little bit, range in skill levels all over the place. So that, like I said, if you're just a beginner to somebody that's want to develop and become a better potter, you can work on those skills here.
So we have a question about if the tour is going to be available online afterwards, and it will be. And we also have a variety of online classes in all of the departments going on. So you'll want to check out that catalog online. And I think Courtney can drop that link in the chat for you. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
What are you working on back there?
Oh, I'm working on one of these jars, coil building.
And you're a resident here in the ceramics department?
Yeah.
And you're also a new faculty of the children's department too, right?
Yeah, so I teach children's classes and I'm taking classes from residents. So I'm here all the time. Love the KIA.
Okay, so we're gonna go outside now.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
All right.
And we're gonna get a little tour of the back of the ceramics department. And we're gonna go outside and see some stuff being fired. Hi, Brian.
Hi there. Meanwhile, so this is probably 1500s. It was came out of the tea ceremony. It was of a potter and a tea master. And in Japan at that time, they were using very opulent Chinese porcelain for their tea ceremony. Raku came about as a cultural rejection of that. So it's countercultural from the beginning. It became very popular. Whoever was in charge bestowed the name of Raku on that family, and it is still that today. People there would say, we don't do Raku, we do, like in my case, it would be called Brian ware or something like that. But anyway, for centuries that went on. In the early 20th century, a potter from England went to Japan, met with Soji Hamada, witnessed a Raku firing, went back to England, wrote about it in a book called The Potter's Book, which became a catalyst for the arts and crafts movement in the early 20th century here in America and around the world. So the story goes that Paul Solder read that book, built a little kiln. He was at an art fair, apparently. There was a pond nearby, and he thought he would just take the pot out and plunk it in the water to cool it off rapidly. And on the way there, he dropped it in some dried leaves. He noticed that the glazes changed color and the clay changed color. So it was like an aha moment for him. So he added this whole post-firing process, which we'll see in a minute, to the process. And it's really the only firing, I think, that you can change how the piece looks. No two pieces are ever alike. And it's something you can participate with right up till the end. So it's pretty fun to do. Does that explain everything? Anybody have any questions? Why don't you ask a question?
How hot does it have to be?
It gets right around 1800.
1800, so we're at
So-
17 now? And you have that little gauge, that thermometer that you have there?
that
Okay,
measures the heat.
okay.
But so the pots are placed in there, heated up very quickly, actually. And if you were to look in there, you would watch the glaze melt. First, it gets really bubbly, then it would become very shiny and smooth, and that's when you know it's ready to go out. Because of that rapid temperature rise and fall, the glazes tend to crack, and the clay will turn kind of a matte black color in these cans. So Raku typically has a lot of crackles in the glaze. It's quite fun, actually, to do it.
And so you said it happens fairly quickly. About how long does it take to get up?
That's a really good question. And it varies depending on the environment, how cold it is outside. But once the kiln is heated up, it goes pretty quickly. So you can put, once it's heated, probably put pieces in a half hour later, they're ready to go. And we've been very lucky in the winter because we had tons of snow out here.
Oh, great.
And you could just put it in the snow, which causes them to cool down even more quickly. Causes more cracking.
So you would get different effects from putting it in
Yeah,
the snow than you would the buckets.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, it's close, it's ready. Are you ready?
Yes, we're so
Let's do
ready.
it.
We're so
Yes.
pumped.
I might suggest it go over there.
Oh, okay.
You might want to zoom in on the.
Hi, I'm Corinne Satterley, and I'm the head of the children's department here at the Kirk Newman Art School. The video you just watched was our spring break art camp kit, which we are going to be offering online at kiarts.org, as well as in our gallery shop. It has 2D and 3D projects available in there with step-by-step directions and tons of fun. It is only $25. If you have any questions, let us know.